What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Innovators Den. I am your host, Danny Silverio, over here with my.
Steve Old Business. And we got Danny Reyes from Yave Tequila right now.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes. No, thanks for having me. Definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit more about like how you got involved with Yave and what you guys are doing?
Sure. I mean, my background, I read out films and entertainment. Was always involved with events and promoting, booking. So, I probably for like 10 years before Yave, I was kind of like an apprentice under Joe Cruz Jr., the founder of Yave. Between him and his father, they started supporting some of the events I was doing. Then we started collaborating, and Joe started working with another supplier. So I got to travel with him, different parts of the country, do some activations. For 10 years, I was doing similar things. And when he wanted to start his own brand, I was the first investor in. I already had the experience with him, and it's been 5.5 years now that we've been on the market.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind Yave and how you guys came up with it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Yave was dreamt up in Harlem, made that in Mexico. Started by my partner Joe, the founder. He's been him and his father's been involved with liquor companies for many years, so they had a lot of experience. Joe has a lot of experience, we pretty much followed his lead when it comes to, we hit the ground the first couple of years just straight from our book bags and trunks of our car. Just really grinding. The one thing I could say we did correct is the liquid is great. It's a very smooth tequila. Yave was, born from the highlands and lowlands of Tequila, Mexico. From freshest volcanic waters. It's a very smooth tequila. We brought something new to the tequila world. We have the first ever mango tequila. We have a coconut and a jalapenos. It's all natural, no sugar, very very smooth tequila, and the blanco and reposado as well.
What inspired the logo? The logo is the coolest part.
Well, the key, like Yave,
Yeah,
right?
the Yave. Yave's key in Spanish, guys.
Right, and that was the thing. We always wanted to have the actual real key on the bottle. We designed the bottle ourselves. Rest in peace to Brett, one of our members. He got recently passed away. But he designed the bottle. He was a tattoo artist and an artist, and we made it practical for like bartenders and things like that. But we always wanted to have the real key on the bottle. So, but we gave the way you pronounce Yave means key in Spanish. Mm-hmm. We gave it our own spelling. The Y and the V as capital, because the way we spell it, Yave, it also means in Spanish, now you see. So it's like, now you see the key to our future, was the way that I looked at it. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the background. It really is a brand that, started in our neighborhoods, and has grown from there. And now, with no real celebrity type of help or anything like that, just pure quality tequila and grinding. We have distribution now throughout the East Coast, and we just started the Midwest last month.
Dope, dope.
That's awesome.
So I noticed that you said like from your neighborhood, like you guys created this out of like from where you're from, and I noticed you guys have like a Spanish background, Puerto Rican background.
Puerto Rican.
So how do you guys like make like how important is that to be authentic to that culture and within like
it's very important, because in the early part of Yave, that first couple of years, me, Joe, knowing Spanish was very key. I went to Dykeman and got different accounts just because I could speak the language and really get within the community, and they understood the story. And so in the beginning, we make sure that we supported and started growing within our community first. So it's very important. We are working on distribution for Puerto Rico, because Joe's Puerto Rican, I'm Puerto Rican, and that's a personal thing. But and another part is, we both are community driven guys. So, we give back through the pandemic. We was involved with a lot of charity work and continue to be part of the community. And when it comes to charity and just getting involved with different organizations. So, we try to, stay grassroots but we want to be nationwide, obviously.
And Danny, so you from Queens, right? Or Brooklyn?
You know what? I lived in Queens for like 10 years, but I'm actually from Staten Island. Like as far as, that's why I went to junior high school and high school in Staten Island. I was born in Puerto Rico. So, I came here about the age of like 9, 10 years old. And then Staten Island, lived in Queens. So, a lot of family and a lot of my family is the Lower East Side and some Spanish Harlem as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And that's where like the community stuff come from, because we from the inner cities, and then when we want to build something like a brand,
Right.
People forget where they come from, and you guys ended up working right with the community to build the brand. You know what I mean? So that's cool that you grew from it and then you gave back to it.
Right.
So tell us a little bit like about you mentioned the pandemic, like what hurdles within the pandemic did you guys deal with? How did you guys overcome those?
I mean, New York City shutting down, that was a hurdle, for us because, we was starting to get momentum and things like that. And, it was difficult talking to definitely restaurant owners and that type of stuff, especially as a new brand. But we also we went and signed a major distribution deal, literally like a month or two before the pandemic. It was right before. So that actually, that helped us in other markets like Jersey stayed kind of open. So, we continue to grow there. So, we kind of wrote it out. Liquor stores did okay. The big brands, it was the big brands. And, we needed to be more active and, whatever liquor stores allowed to do tastings, we did them. We was probably some of the only people trying to sell, in the early months out there with reps when others kind of, other companies stayed home. So, we just had to just grind a little harder. But, it was a thing that we just had went with the major distributors too. So it was like kind of like, that the timing was right. We actually got in right before everything shut down.
No, man, that's important. And you wrote it out. A lot of people weren't able to write that out. So
Exactly. So, and we started doing online as well. So, the online. So, we just try to keep the ball rolling and keep building.
Yeah, online is like everybody who has a business now needs an online platform, from music, fashion, brands. Any company needs that because this is the way people gather data. Like we was talking earlier, the data is so important and people miss that because you can get 100 followers, likes, etc. But when you have people gathering the data so you can actually communicate with your community, is the different part. You know what I mean?
Right.
and also just making sure that you're showing an ROI on.
Right. And I feel, the pandemic kind of educated some of the people that really wasn't engaging as much online. Now it's a bigger audience that are comfortable, ordering things and doing things online. Maybe they was forced to do it. And, even now, the Zooms, all those things ain't going nowhere, right? People just rather just stay home and, and do things.
It made it easier for people to communicate and, and not only stay in the tri-state area, but now you could communicate with people across the country or another country, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we always try to just stay hungry, keep pushing. We know we are a new brand, so we always gotta have the mentality. We gotta work twice as hard. So it's a competitive space. We felt Tequila was going in the right direction, but I never thought it would be like totally take over nightlife like it has compared to 15 years ago. It was more vodka dominating that space. So we're definitely a thankful that we've been able to get to so many markets in the last 5 years.
And where are you guys distributing and how are you guys marketing yourselves?
Well, right now we pretty much, like I said, we have distribution throughout the East Coast states right now, down to Florida, and the Midwest. and we're expanding as far as like starting to do more marketing, more getting involved with more nightlife, more on premise, more restaurants and things like that. They're gonna more tastings. We do well in tastings, especially we the flavors is something different. So we just gotta continue to keep stepping at it. We always gonna need sales and marketing. Those two things we always gonna need.
Yeah, that makes sense, because pop-ups is what's taken over. Like since everything went online and digital, everybody now wants to have an experience with the brand.
Right.
So having brand activations that, you go to certain locations and bring out your community to taste the new product, to meet the team, that's important about any brand, you know what I mean? So, those are the steps that I see you guys are taking, and you guys are leading right now with that, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the brand is a brand that Yave key it stands out, so you guys have the keys to the city right now.
Yes, sir. Man, unlock all possibilities. Yatu Yave. That's how we say. So, it's a bottle that stands out. It looks good in the back bar.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you light it up, the key, you see the light behind the keys
Right.
and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I know you have other projects that you've been working on. If you want to highlight those things, that'd be important to us,
I've been producing a documentary film based on my life story. My company Red Eye Films. Based on my incident, racial profiling incident. I was one of the Jersey 4 guys that got shot in the turnpike many years ago. I was shot 6 times by the police, and I became one of the biggest racial profiling incidents in America. So we basically doing like a 4-part series on the story. We are in edit mode right now. We finished filming everything, and hopefully that will be for towards the end of this year to figure out. We'll probably be doing a screening towards the end of the summer to figure out which distributor. So definitely looking forward to that. Tied to that is my foundation called Pass to Assist Foundation, which we started with doing basketball clinics and speaking engagements and camps with youth and schools. And now we're starting to work with the state police, Jersey, and others doing speaking engagements in some of their conferences. And so and now we're starting to do more even colleges too. We did a couple of colleges this year, universities. So between that, Pass to Assist, Red Eye Films and Entertainment, and Yave kind of all works together, and so I try to balance my schedule out with and keep myself busy.
How do you feel like they intersect and like?
I think they go hand in hand. I feel like Yave kind of goes with everybody. Everybody needs to celebrate. So you always need liquor for something. And then and obviously involved with entertainment and things like that. I like product placements and all those things. So I have a nice network of people in the film industry that are hey, send me some bottles. We'll put it in the film and things like that. So, and then, the charity part, I always made it a thing to anywhere I did business at or lived at, give back to my community. So that was, always from the beginning. And now, with the foundation, we really could like do what, some of the bigger projects I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do. Now we're working on those things for communities.
And do you feel like going through what you experienced made you like more aware of like being like part of the community and like helping communities out based on what you went through?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was grateful and thankful that I survived and lived, and so from the beginning, I was always like just I started giving back to my community. I just I felt blessed to been in a position to be able to give back, and I was able to have successful small businesses in communities that I lived at. From Puerto Rico to Staten Island to Spanish Harlem to Jersey and Queens, I done community work. So, and a lot of times for years, I worked with other nonprofits, bigger nonprofits, but now we finally incorporated our own thing and building our own nonprofit organization.
So I know this is called Pass to Assist, so you have a background in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, my incident, we was full college basketball students. So I grew up playing New York City basketball, in New York, played gauchos, AAU ball, and I played in that era of, stuff from Marbury's, Shamgar, Wells, Felipe Lopez. Those are all friends of mine. And I got the opportunity to go to college. I played about a few years of professional ball in my island in Puerto Rico until I got shot, and that kind of ended my basketball career. But I was able to recoup, and I've been hooping. I still hoop to this day, so that's like a passion.
Yeah, but it's a crazy situation because like racial profiling, we still suffer with it today, and we all updated with that information. And nowadays, it's like we've been trying to like fight that, right? Because we don't know, We outside having a good time, and things happen, and we can't blame the cops, but we can't blame us either, right? Because they trying to do a job, and if they don't know, they don't know. But at the same time, it can affect your whole life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing with our story is it's so relevant today, and one of it's a lot of different stories that you hear over the years, but a lot of times they don't survive, and we survive to tell our story, and we try to our best way turn the negative to a positive. And when it comes to racial profiling, our story is one of the biggest ever. Like, we on the record of the new racial profiling laws that's on the books. That's from us visiting, Washington D.C. with the Senator Clinton, with Johnny Cochran, Reverend Al Sharpton, and those guys in the early 2000s. So it's been a lot of change that's happened from our case in America, but we still need a lot more.
Right.
And but like I said, we literally are now working with law enforcement just to continue to push for better policing, stopping racial profiling altogether when it comes to the blue versus us, and so we're staying active with that. I feel like it's like a never ending battle, so you just got to keep pushing.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like until we educate our law enforcement enough to understand like how to handle certain situations.
Exactly. Teaching them how to de-escalate things instead of going 0 to 100. So it's very complicated because when it comes in America, it's all different jurisdictions, all different states. Like everybody don't have the same training, so it's just very complicated. But we can't like just settle for what it is. It requires unfortunately. In the history of the civil rights, certain moments, certain incidents happen to move things forward, and our case was one of those cases. You know what I mean? So because of that, I always felt if I could help support that, why not? Because somehow God has blessed me to give me the strength to do it, and I got the resources to do it. So that's kind of been my mentality on it. Over the years. And I could say it's probably been therapeutic for me. You know what I mean? Like I never really talked to a real therapist, but just doing the work, speaking about it, writing about it, I know has helped me over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, for us, it's the influence, right? And to see you do that inspires everybody to at least communicate it. Parents should tell their kids about it. Police should understand our side of it, and we also understand they're in fear for their life as well. Because there's different neighborhoods. There's bad neighborhoods. There's good neighborhoods.
Exactly.
But just because it's a bad neighborhood doesn't mean that the person walking down the block with a black hoodie is a criminal. Or vice versa.
Right.
So I think the goal is to keep that story alive. And at the same time, educate our community like you're doing. So thank you for that.
Can we find that through Pass the Assist or?
Yeah, Pass to Assist is the foundation's IG. Pass the number 2 assist, and the jersey number 4. The story's the jersey 4. The jersey number 4 is the other IG. Mine is D Reyes 34. But Pass to Assist has the website. It's pass number 2assist.org.
Yeah.
Yep.
And can you tell us a little bit more about like where we find Yave?
Well, like Yave, first the website, yavetequila.com. And on the website you could put your zip code, and we'll give you all the locations around your neighborhood, or show you in the map everywhere we at in the country, for the most part. And then we are, as far as like New York City, the tri-state, you pretty much could find us at every neighborhood when it comes to liquor stores, and we continue to push, more restaurants and things like that. So, hopefully, we'll be across the country soon. We halfway there.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And the merch too. You could buy the hats and the shirts.
We do have some items available on the website, and we're starting to get a lot more stuff to give away, and just just be involved with more promos out there, and with the people. So
What would you, if you could tell your distributors anything at a whole? What would you tell them about the brand?
what I would tell them is, it's a brand that with the right push, it performs, it does well, and sometimes, some reps and things like that, they're just order takers, right? They're not selling no more, right? So they
Right.
just come in and just going with whatever big brands and what you need. But, sometimes you gotta take your time, taste it, and, make that judgment for yourself. And if you feel it's something worthy, do your job, like, sell. You know what I mean? Because
I mean,
there's proven that when you do that with Yave, it sells, because once people taste it, they enjoy the product. And then the sabores is completely something new, right? We have the only mango. So, it's proven that the mango, there is no competition to the mango. People love the mango. So
Right.
push the mango.
And not only that, it has a story behind it. Especially the people who built the brand and all that.
Exactly.
That's important.
That's always been key. I mean, Joe has an amazing story. You know what I'm saying? I have a story. So, it's a real story. We put together a great product, a quality product, healthiest of products when it comes to liquor. Is only 60 calories. It's gluten free. It's even kosher. Has the kosher sticker. So we kind of check all the boxes
Oh,
when it
that's
comes
dope.
to.
That's really dope.
Can you tell us more about sabores?
Well, the flavors. Our flavors is. It's all natural. We kind of, make our own natural puree and add it to the blanco. So that is key, because that's the hangover, right? The sugar and crap. So we have the mango, we have the coconut, and we have the jalapeno. Jalapeno does well too, because spicy drinks is the #1 drink in the country. So that continues to grow. So we do well in restaurants and sort of, those type of establishments.
Well, you have an amazing story. We'll definitely love to hear more about it. If there's anything else you want to discuss, or
No, I want to, thank you guys for having me. Like I said, follow us on Instagram, at Yave Tequila, and once again, thank you guys.
Pass to Assist Foundation,
Pass to Assist,
Red Eye Films.
Red Eye Films, and the Jersey 4.
What's the name gonna be? Is gonna be the Jersey 4, the documentary?
You know what? Right now, I think we're trying to decide the name right now. So it'll be a different name. So
Is
yeah,
that because of the legal issue? Like, you can't put the same name? Because that, like, directs.
we could, but it's just the way the story, because it's becoming like a real restorative justice moment story.
So it's more than that 4. Is
Yeah, and some of the work and the content that we've been gathering in recent years, it's really connected to what's going on today.
No, that's amazing. And there's anything else we want to highlight? All right, I think we're good. I think we hit all the bullet points. We rocked out.
We appreciate you being here, taking your time on a Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Before
Thank
the
you.
Knicks game.
Word, I gotta. Nah, actually, I can't. I'm gonna miss the Knicks game altogether. I got to go to an event with Nims in Brooklyn. I got to drop off some products. So.
Nice, shout out
They
to
got me
Nims.
running around.
Well, that's the work. Danny Reyes is here hustling, grinding, and promoting the Yave Tequila and his story. And we thank you guys again. So we here at the Innovators Den. We got Danny,
Formerly known as hashtag.
and we got Danny Reyes from Yave Tequila.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, it's a wrap.